Welcome to Bowls, Beers, and Brawls. You got Big B here with you. Hope you're doing well out there, fight fans. We had BKFC 67 go down Friday, October 25th. Came to us live from Denver, Colorado. And main event featured a vacant cruiserweight strap on the line. Chris Cammozi was taking on Sawyer Depee. I'm going to go through the entire card, top to bottom. As usual, we had 10 fights on the night, so I'm going to start with that main event that I just spoke about, work my way all the way down to the opening prelim, and see what we had here tonight in Denver. The event just ended probably 15-20 minutes ago, so everything's still fresh. Pitter-patter, let's get the fuck at her. Main event in Denver, BKFC 67. As mentioned, we had the 2-1 Chris Cammozi taking on the 5-2 Sawyer Depee. This was for the vacant cruiserweight strap, as Lorenzo Hunt had vacated his belt there to move up to heavyweight. Now, what can I say about this scrap, folks? Well, Chris Cammozi, that's what the fuck I can say. He just unleashed dynamite when he connected with a counter right. One punch KO. Absolutely messed up DP's nose. Moves to 3-1. And wins the cruiserweight strap. All this in his hometown with the legend Chuck Liddell in his corner. I mean, come on. What a night for Chris Cammozi. Congratulations to him. The co-main at BKFC 67 was a welterweight clash between two fighters that were going in 1-1. We had Brandon Gertz taking on Cameron VanCamp. Huge height difference in this one here. What started as an intense fight kind of turned into another holding fest here in the middle rounds. Nothing very exciting in those middle rounds. It was... It was what it was. Fortunately, though, both hit the gas in the 5th round, making for an exciting finish to the scrap. Did go all 5 rounds, and in the end, Cameron VanCamp ends up getting the split decision victory, moves to 2-1, gets above that 500 mark, and I don't know about this one here. I mean, with his size difference, like I thought he would work the jab a little more. Just personal thought there. Maybe we'll see that in Cameron's next outing. The feature fight in Denver, it was in the middleweight division. We had the 2-0 Marcus Edwards. He was taking on the 1-1 Pat Casey. First things first here, folks. I'm just gonna get this out. Andrew Glenn completely shit the fucking bed here in this scrap. Not just one call. I mean, there was multiple. I mean, he was calling several clear knockdowns as slips and pushes. How was a slip? How does a guy get up from a slip and reveal that he was damaged during that slip? That's clearly a fucking knockdown. He was clearly knocked down because he was hurt. Oh, Andrew Glenn, I mean, usually he's pretty good, but this one, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck. And like I said, this was several times throughout the fight. Now, Marcus Edwards does have this weird fucking kind of lunging style to him, so I don't know. Maybe Andrew saw something I didn't, but I think the commentary was in agreement with me on that one. Anyway, enough of my rant about Andrew Glenn. Marcus Edwards outlanded Casey and inflicted way more damage. And for that, in the end, he gets the unanimous decision. I thought he looked fairly good. We also saw a lightweight scrap at BKFC 67. One with a lot of hype behind him, Ramiro Figueiredo. 1-0 going into this one. He was taking on Isaiah Carson, who was making his debut. And, wow, what a weird fucking ending to this one, folks. Both were really just getting warmed up after the first. And then right before the second was about to begin, Carson started puking. I don't know. They were saying he was dry heaving, but I don't know. It's just a weird situation. But yeah, in the rules, if you're puking in between rounds, that's the fight. So that was the fight. Figueiredo gets the TKO, but as you can tell, he was not impressed. I mean, nobody was impressed with that. I mean, I don't know. It was just one of those weird fucking things. Hopefully, Figueiredo gets booked again soon here, and we can have someone that can actually challenge him. BKFC 67 in Denver also played host to a bantamweight scrap. Here we had the 2-1 Dylan Schulte. He was taking on the 2-2 Derek Perez. Now, there's no polite way to put this. Schulte essentially used Perez as a punching bag in the second. Perez is as tough as they come. There's no fucking doubt about that. But the ref had no choice but to step in. Ends up a second round standing TKO for Dylan Schulte. Moves to 3-1, and he should be climbing them bantamweight rankings as of next week. Middle of the card in Denver was the lone female fight. It was in the strawweight division. We had the debuting Kat Papaki. She was taking on the 1-2 Sydney Smith. It was a nice scrap overall here, and a nice debut for Kat Papaki. She ends Sydney Smith with a nasty body shots. Fourth round TKO for the energetic Papaki. Smith tried to continue. I mean, once again, we all know that she's a tough cookie, but her liver said, And in what would have been the fourth fight of the evening, we had the 1-0 Andrew Strode taking on the 3-3 Chancey Wilson. This was going down in the flyweight division. Strode absolutely ran through Wilson here. What was it? Like, I lost count, honestly. 7 or so knockdowns to the third round TKO finish for Andrew Strode. Very impressive. I mean, Wilson slammed Strode with an illegal throw. It wasn't his best moment. I think he got 2 points taken away, but in the end, they didn't need them. Luckily, Strode was able to continue and get that finish. And in the main card opener, we had a welterweight scrap. The 2-1 Andrew Yates was taking on the 3-4 Jordan Christensen. This was an extremely clinch-heavy fight that went the distance. Honestly, it wasn't fun to watch. I mean, it wasn't fun to watch at home with the crowd booing there in Denver. I mean, it was so quiet you could even hear David Feldman yelling, trying to get these fucking guys pumped up, telling them to go, leave it all out there. I can't imagine Feldman was very happy with that, just like nobody really was. Fan-wise, anyway. In the end, Andrew Yates goes to 3-1, gets the unanimous decision victory. Then the second fight at BKFC 67, we had the debuting Dusty Sparks. What a fight name. I absolutely love that name. He was taking on the 2-0 Hassan Al-Ghanim, and this was going down in the lightweight division. Did not expect this to go all 5 rounds, but that's what we got, folks. Back and forth war here. Sparks up off the canvas, then turned it up. I mean, it was a great fight with Hassan Al-Ghanim getting the unanimous decision, moves to 3-0, and that was a big challenge for him, and I can't wait to see what's next for the Canadian. And opening up the entire card at BKFC 67, went down in the lightweight division again. Lightweight heavy matchups here in Denver. We had the debuting Ruben Arroyo. He was taking on the 0-1 Nash Dedricks, the Canadian, from my old stomping ground, Saskatoon. That's always nice to see. Now, this was a patient Nash Dedricks. He gets the first round TKO. He stayed away from Arroyo's power and threw beautiful counters to get that finish. Go Canada, go. And that is it in a nutshell, folks. That was BKFC 67 in Denver, Colorado. Other than that, there was no news that was broken. David Feldman did talk a bit, but didn't really break any news other than sounds like BKFC will be heading to Saudi Arabia, I believe it is, or somewhere around over there, a couple of times in 2025, which is not a surprise considering everybody's heading over there. So BKFC just keeping up with the Joneses here and continuing to blaze their own path at the same time. It's incredible to watch as a fan. I cheer the company on just as much as I cheer the fighters on, because I want to see them all succeed in the end. But other than that, I'm just rambling at this point. So if you made it this far, thank you. Be sure to give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't. And until next time, everybody, take care and peace.